Hey everybody, it's me again. If you guys haven't checked out some of my latest dreams and videos, please go check it out. There's so much hardcore truth about modern beasts, zombies, and the whole shebang, the whole shebang. Because this is what I'm asking. I believe this is what I'm receiving. And again, I tell people to do their homework, pray to the Lord. Okay, so I'm gonna make a this is going to be my summaries of dreams. I've have over the last 10 years lots of dreams, multiple dreams a night. But I'm just gonna have to take my time and post all these dreams up. I'm gonna have to put sometime I'll have multiple dreams in one video. So in this one particular dream, it was I was working. I was working on fabric, so it was like a fabric store. But there was a division. Okay, there was an alternate world. Okay, the opposite world, where it is opposite of this world, just like how you see in a mirror or on the screen, right? So your right becomes your left becomes the right. And so I knew when I was standing in the dream, whether that's, I'm guessing that's the real world, okay, or whatever it is. There was a new me, okay, and on the other side was my sister and the old me, okay, just as I would be looking on the mirror, right? And there was two dreams that are similar, so I'm gonna link these two dreams. I don't know if they're have anything in common, but that I was born again. So I had a new me and an old me, okay? The old Tina that sinned, and then the new Tina that tried to obey God and try not to sin, to be born again, okay? So that's why it's very important to be born again. God's telling me, emphasizing to me, and to tell people they must be born again. Check out my video. I tell them in depth. People have no clue, okay? God say in the end days, knowledge will increase, okay? God is going to reveal his knowledge, okay, to certain people that want to know it, okay? Just you need to go and ask God, okay? So what happened is there was a something, possibly the rapture. Anybody that wasn't, so basically I had a new me right over here. And somehow there, I saw the real world and the opposite world. And I saw my old self, like me being like 80, 90 years old, right? So I knew God was saying that's the old me, not like the old version, like the bad Tina. So what happened is I came over to that world, gave Miss Tina a hug, and then went back over here. So like I told you, 10 years ago when Jesus didn't come back, I kind of backslide, went back into sin, went into this outer darkness, couldn't see nothing, pitch black, couldn't see my hands, couldn't see nothing. It was only me in the dark. It was blacker than black, okay? This book talk about those hypocrite being God throwing them in this outer darkness, very dangerous for a believer, well, it's dangerous regardless, So what happened was I came over, gave a hug, as in I miss Miss Tina, like the old me, but I knew I had to go this way. You know what I mean? So for the last couple years, I've been living in sin. I've been going back into doing what I used to do in the beginning. Okay, so but I still had God on the back of my mind, and so I had this prayer, before I went back to work and went back in, and I was afraid when he came I wouldn't be ready. So I did this insurance pray. I'm like, God, I don't know when you're coming, but when you come, get me ready. Get me ready. Let me know 1 month in advance or a year or whatever, I was asking that, and I believe this is it. God is telling me. He's pulling me back. He's been pulling me back for the last, we'll say, 8 months, 9 months already. Like, he's been pulling me back. We'll say half a year to a year. He's been pulling me back. So, in one particular dream, these are multiple dreams I'm going to tell you all together. this other dream that yeah, I was in this outer darkness, and then I left. I left out of that outer darkness, and then I went through the door. Okay, through the door of my house in the living room, which represent the rapture. Like right after I left that outer darkness, I went to the room with the big line of people. And I knew that this was a rapture. Like I was lucky enough, okay, to snap back together, get my head on straight, and forsake and get my house in order. And I made it on time to get out of this darkness, like wrap this world up and step out of this outer darkness, and then went through the door. So that means this is a time that I'm coming back to the Lord. And right after I got out of that darkness, I went into the door. So that represents the rapture is about to happen soon, because right after I, went out of the outer darkness, I went into the rapture. Like the rapture happened that close right after I got out of that darkness. So I'm just now getting out of that outer darkness, and I believe the rapture is imminent, y'all. It could happen May, June, July, October. I don't know. But I feel like, according to my dream, like it could happen like the next month, or June, July, or what, I don't know. But you guys gotta read the book of Enoch, because here's what it is. They say something about the moon and the stars, and because of the wrong calculation, it was behind for like a year or a couple months. Like because of the calculation that they didn't do it accurately, the calendar is off. Okay, all I knew in the book of Enoch, it was told to me that our calendar, is off by a year. You have to do the math, because I'm not smart enough to do that math. Once you read the book of Enoch and you guys done that math, how much we're behind, let me know, okay? Because that's a big part of trying to figure out the day, okay? I told you in other video, we shall know the day. It's how you are going to ask the day and hour. So it basically is at the day nobody knows, is because I was telling you that Jesus haven't died on the cross. If he didn't finish him dying on the cross, there would be no day coming back. And another thing is, if he's up there with the Father, how would he not know? And the thing is, it was a trick question, as in there was 12-hour or 24 time zone, and there's actually two, like if the rapture happened, there would be 2 dates, the 21st and the 22nd, because in Vietnam, I'm Vietnamese, it's half a day ahead of us, or something like that, either half or 24 hour, or something like that, ahead of us. So that's why God say, you shall not know the day or hour, because everybody live in a different hour, different time zone, and a different day. So there was no way to explain, hey, the rapture would happen to you on the 21st at 8 o'clock. You live in Arkansas, it would happen to you at the 22nd at 2 o'clock. It depends on where you're at. So there was no way to explain to people the day and hour. Only God knows specifically when the rapture happens, what hour, what day you will be taken up. Does that make sense? So the question is, you have to ask God, what is the hour of the rapture and his second coming? Because there's the rapture and the second coming, and the facts of the zone thing. So that's why God said the day of hour. Now we know it's basically, you have to ask specifically when the day and the hour where I'm at. You know what I mean? And in dreams, even though God tells me the future, sometimes I can fluctuate the future by a certain prayer to change my outcome depending on my prayer. So it fluctuates the time, the day, and your hour, depending on what you finally decide once the time comes, or something like that. Anyway, so what I'm trying to say, I get carried away. That when, yes, the rapture is happening soon, with the one, I was going to tell you one of my other dream about the flights. Okay, well, I got so many dreams. No, I'm going to tell you about the one with the mark of the beast. Okay, a lot of this I got a lot of dreams. So, in multiple dreams that I have, I would never. I was told. Okay, I was told by many people that the mark of the beast is RFID chip, which is, I explained in my other video that could be a possibility, but I told you what the real form of the mark of the beast was. One, I was known, okay, that I had this mark without knowing it. And there was a one RFID chip on the right and one on the left. And I was like, why is there two RFID chip on both of my hands? Like, it was installed somewhere right here. And I was able to take the one on the right, which is unfaith, unbelief, which I have faith and believe in God. That's why I was able to take this RFID chip out, okay, and receive the Holy Spirit. You have to have faith and believe in God and say the sinner's prayer to, accept God to be born again, to take this RFID chip out, okay? The one on the right, which is more important than the one on the left, okay? The one on the left, I knew in the dream, it was told to me it was technology, okay? And I was pondering on that dream, what the other RFID, I was in the middle of taking it out, but I wasn't sure what it is. I wasn't sure, why did I have two, right? So, in another dream, I was asking and asking God. I'm like, what is this other one that I was able to take out? And this is the true form of the mark of the beast. Remember, check out my videos. I say you have to be born again to enter the kingdom of heaven, and we are already the mark of the beast. We are already condemned through sin. Okay, we're subject to death. We already have. Let the reader know. Let the reader know the number of man is the number of beast. We're body, soul, and God's spirit. The day we're not born again, we are 2/3. That's 0.666. Okay, that's a mark of the beast. So, without knowing that I have the mark, which I haven't put any RFID chip or anything or vaccine or whatever it is, I've never took it. I would never put it on. But in a dream, I've multiple dreams. I already had these marks, and I was able to take it out. So you are not condemned, okay? You are already condemned if you're not accepting God. If you're not born again and accepting God, you are condemned, okay? You are a judge. God said, whoever don't believe in Jesus is already condemned already. As in, God made your escape route, and if you don't believe and trust in Him, how are you going to run out of this chaos, this judgment that's coming, So we are of the beast, okay? So in the dream, I had this chip without knowing, and I was able to take this is the real mark of the beast, okay? This is the deception that the people don't understand because they don't ask God. So I took the one on the right. I mean, I believe in God, I accept God, and I was born again, okay? The other one was technology, okay? So the technology, here's this other dream. There was this man in this dream, had a wife. I think that wife was the old Jerusalem, and he wanted to get with me, and we were talking, and we came into agreement of something, and I went into this machine, I put my head in there, okay, this is the other mark of the beast, which is chained to technology. I put my head, and then I went to the left, and my right eye, okay, both my eyes like this, and my right eye went straight up like this, and I was like, oh shit, mark of the beast, and I was like, my right eye was like whacked. It just say, okay, the left eye is for the devil, the right eye is of God, and it's standing up, as mean it's either whacked or or whatever, right? But all I knew is I said in the dream, oh, that's the mark of the beast. I don't know why I said it. But it led me to this other guy had opened up a portal to somewhat of the reverse reality where, this world and that world was like in the reverse, right? And I went through it, and I was like, oh my God, it reminds me of when the devil does it, he does it in reverse. So that world, everything was in reverse. And that guy seems to be really nice. So I believe he must have been Jesus or something. Was trying to show me that technology, there's a scripture that says through the eyes, like whatever we see and receive through our eyes, that can either set us free or defile us. You know what I mean? Like, so whatever we watch on TV,